Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Rays from Raespodcast, and this is about to be the Kopy check. You know, the last two episodes of the Michael Jordan documentary are coming out this Sunday. The last dance of the last two. Let's get a Kopy check going on and pay some respect to Michael Jordan. This my respect. Kopy, this is my Kopy check right here. What's in your closet? What's your heat? What's your favorite shoes of all time? This is what the challenge is gonna be. I need you to tag three or more people to the Kopy check for Raespodcast and for everybody. Let's see what's in your closet right now. Show me what's in your heat. I bet you ain't got nothing better than these. Promise you, if you do, let me know. Show me what you got. Kopy.
Hey dude, drop that hot shit.
Yeah, I've been thinking about you, dreaming about you long time. Baby girl, you got my word, I'm stroking long time. I take it off, I turn you on, I do you so right. Stroke like, let me show you what it go like. I can feel your energies, you give me more life. You got
Kopy. This is a quarantine special right here. Had a lot of great basketball minds, a lot of great talking today with great smart people about the game. You know, talking about the Jordan documentary, talking about a whole lot. It was a great segment right here. This is the first time that I've ever did this with Raespodcast. I appreciate everybody coming in here. And you already know, man, what it is and what it ain't. If you don't like what I got to say, join the debate. Cop. Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Raespodcast. I appreciate you guys coming in today. For real. If you haven't checked out the Kopy check, make sure you go on my Instagram. You got till Saturday to do that. Show me some of your heat. And the winner would be picked for $100 in a drawing on Instagram Live Saturday. We'll be coming here today to be talking about the Jordan documentary mainly, but we'll be going into other views as well. You know, with talking about LeBron and Jordan, the Warriors and the Bulls, what Jordan would have won 8 in a row. You know, what he would have beat the Rockets. We got great minds in here today. So the first thing we just going to go off for, first thing I want to talk about is, what did you take away from watching The Last Dance? And the first person I'd like to ask is Sherman to go on his side to say it, and then I'll have Vic go, and then after that, anybody else go. I just would like to have those two to go first, just because they were actually to watch Jordan. Hold on, we got somebody coming in right now. What's up, Faison? How you doing? I think he could connect with audio, but Sherman, what did you take away from the Jordan documentary?
My take, I lived through the whole era. Since the 80s, the 90s, I lived through the whole era. And what I take from it, it's not really, what I take from it is the dude was just great, man. It's not just his accomplishments. Everybody get it twisted on focusing on championships. But it's the drive that man had. It's the focus that man had. Competitiveness that he had as well to win. I was able to see that at 12 years old. So, Ray, you know, I was your first coach. And I tried to drive y'all the same way. And it wound up, it worked, because you wound up being the player that you are. Along with your you already know it. Everybody else, they might not know our history, but you know our history. You know, and I pick your grandfather brain about how can I get these kids to do X, Y, and Z. You know, but that's just it. That's it.
All right, Vic, what you take away from the Jordan documentary?
Okay, so I did have new respect for Jordan. You know, I'm born in '91, I'm a '90s baby. I didn't really pick up on basketball until about to Kopy, Shaq era. So I missed the Jordan era. But looking at this documentary, you know, opened my eyes on Jordan, what he was really capable, like what he was really doing. You know, however, I still believe LeBron James is the greatest basketball player we've ever seen. I look at Jordan's era, the Reggie Miller, Gary Payton, none of Charles Barkley, none of those players compare to KD. Stephen Curry, Anthony Davis. Like LeBron's asked to do a lot more. Okay, he's asked to do way more on his teams than Jordan was. And then I also seen how great Jordan's team was. Okay, so for the personnel who thinks Jordan's the greatest player ever, you know, I would challenge them and say Bronze was asked to do a lot more, and he was capable of doing a lot more.
Now, see, here's my rebuttal to that.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron is, and Ray, our argument was always Kobe and LeBron.
Yep.
Yeah, you was young coming up. It was never Michael and LeBron. It was Kobe. The media created this, the Kobe and LeBron thing. I mean, Kobe and now, when you say that LeBron was asked to do more, well, how was he asked to do more?
What I mean by that.
Who did? Let me finish. Go ahead. Who did the? Mike played with a bunch of role players. He built Scotty. Honestly, and it's funny because I look at this the documentary. They put Steve Kerr in it, but Steve Kerr was nowhere near the best point guard that played with Mike. B.J. Armstrong was the best point guard that played with Mike. Hands down, B.J. was the best point guard that played because he was more versatile. He could get to the rack, he could stick the mid-range, he could stick the three. John Paxson and Kerr, they would just spot up shoot, and they played their role great. Mike Kidd's favorite point guard was B.J. Armstrong. That's all well documented.
I get that. Oh,
B.J. Armstrong. Hey, Faith, Coach Faith. Faith. Can I hear you, Faith?
Yes, sir. I'm in here. What's going on?
Okay, being that you just appreciate you coming in too, Faith. I appreciate it a lot.
You already know.
Being that from what you just heard just now from just them two talking, because obviously you, Sherman, and Vic lived through the time of Jordan, and obviously the documentary just came out. What did you take away from the documentary and to what they just said? Vic just said that he feel like LeBron is the best player of all time just because he was asked to do more. Sherman obviously is saying that LeBron is not. The argument was always Kobe and LeBron, but the media just made it into the Mike and LeBron. So what did you take away, and how do you feel about all of that?
Sure. So appreciate you having me on first and foremost. The biggest thing that I probably took away from the documentary itself is that I knew Jordan was the ultimate competitor, but the fact that he made everybody else around him compete like that regardless, and you were scared to not compete like that.
Right.
Me. From being able to coach at a decently high level and seeing other levels, you know, we had a kid last year on my team that was probably the best. And this is no slight to all y'all because I've coached decent to y'all in this group. He was probably the best player I've ever coached in the point of he had a skill set, he had the size, he had the ability, and he played so hard that the compliment from his other teammates were, bro, if we don't play that hard, we feel like we short and cute. They're like, we short him if we don't play hard. So to me, if you can command that respect from your teammates, and I knew Michael Jordan commanding that from that magnitude, I think that's that's the ultimate compliment. Like where I have to raise my level to your level of greatness, because if I don't, then I'm letting you down, and that's how good of a leader you are. I also didn't realize how dominant of a stretch Mike had in like an 8-year span. I knew obviously 6 rings in 8 years cool, but when you realize how I was talking to Brandon about this the other day, there is not one part of the game where he did not dominate. In some stretch of his career. He dominated defensively at some point. Obviously, he was a great scorer. There was a point in time where he averaged 11 assists a game for a span where they tried him at point guard. So there was not a fault, I feel like, to an extent of what he could or couldn't do. Now, to go with the LeBron argument, here's my knock on LeBron. I don't like that he gets rewarded for getting to the final. I don't think you should be rewarded for that. Exactly. I think it's a level of expectation, the same level of expectation that was expected on Mike when he was in. You're supposed to get here. You're supposed to win. Now, am I knocking the fact that he got there in 9 straight years? Absolutely not. I'm not knocking that one bit. But I don't like how, he's been to the finals X amount of times in a row. Well, at the end of the day, from a coach standpoint, if I go to the championship game as a coach 7 years in a row, but I only win 2, and then my opponent goes 4 years and wins 3, guess who they're going to think the better coach is at the end of the day? Let's call it what it really is. They're going to think that he's a better coach. I think
who you playing does matter though, Face. Who you playing does matter though.
Who you playing matters. So you're telling me Draymond is an effective player right now and Charles Barkley won't be? Is that what we're saying? Because that's what it sounds like we're saying. That
beast.
Yeah, and we're saying that
Barkley is a way better player than Draymond Green.
Yeah, and Draymond Green
won MVP.
Draymond Green is going to be one of the highest paid players for a role glue guy, which I respect ultimately. Love those guys as a coach. But you were telling me that Draymond Green is 6'6", who is deemed at times the best defensive player in the league, being able to guard 77-footers, and you're telling me that somebody like Charles Barkley is going to catch that ball on the block and annihilate what's going to happen? Have you watched Zion? I got to eat my own words. I didn't think Zion was going to come in and do like that. But he's playing straight bully ball. And if that's what he can do.
But the thing is, compared to him and Barkley, he's still limited.
Exactly.
Barkley can shoot the mid-range. Barkley can handle the ball. Barkley did everything.
Barkley was an MVP of the league.
Who was better, Barkley or KD?
Okay. So, Davion, what did you take away from being there from what everybody's saying right now? How you feel about that, and what did you take away from the documentary?
I mean, to be honest, from the documentary thing, I'm going to say, like Vic was saying, I got a new sense of like pride and, how I appreciate Jordan. Being young in 1996, we was there at the very end. So we ain't had no time to actually see him. What I always say about people who debate Jordan better than LeBron or Jordan the greatest, especially these young guys, y'all ain't never seen Jordan play. Faze, Sherman, Vic, well, a little bit of Vic, I got a little bit to see Jordan play. Us, man, we ain't ever, all we can hear is these stories. So actually getting that documentary to see, what I'm saying, things that he did, competitive nature, just little snippets and little side stories you can see from that. That gave a new sense of appreciation for Jordan. So that's why I enjoyed about it. I enjoyed that more than seeing the finals wins. We've already seen that, but just seeing like little stories that he had, that was the biggest thing for me. And just taking away that like everybody's saying, he's a fierce competitor. Just the way that he played day in and day out, that's the biggest thing for me. Personally, I think as of right now, I think Jordan is the greatest of all time. When it's all said and done, I think somebody else will pass him, and that's LeBron. No doubt in my mind, because the stats, accomplishments, the only thing that Jordan has over him is the 6 rings, in my opinion. So with that being said, I think right now Jordan is the GOAT, but sooner or later, that's going to be Bron when he retires.
I got a question real quick, Davion. Is KD going to just pass LeBron then? Because he's right on his heels? I'm just asking.
Nah.
You don't think so?
He's different.
And why do you think KD will pass Bron then?
He's different.
Because if we're talking about accolades, then he's probably going to serve. This is all dependent on. You got to put an asterisk beside it because this is all dependent on if he comes back healthy.
KD career over.
If you're going to keep rolling his career and he's able to make a comeback, he's not going to do anything but pass everybody with scoring and pass everybody with the exception of passing.
Can I interject for a minute? Now, the problem with KD is the media don't like KD. And the problem with the generations now, y'all believe everything y'all see in the media or hear in the media. It's like y'all brainwashed to think, because y'all it's the social media age. So that's respectable and I understand that. But KD scale-wise, he's 7 foot. And he could do, you can't tell me that LeBron could do anything that KD can't do.
LeBron beat KD in the finals already.
Bro, he was young. He was young. Did Bron beat? Did he beat an old Celtics team?
Now, Can I ask a question?
What's up, Dante? Say what you gotta say, Dante. How you feel about that? And Brandon, you too.
Jack, Stormy, everybody.
Yeah, everybody chime in. Yeah, say what y'all gotta say. Don't yeah.
Oh no, I was just agreeing with what he said, like about the Celtics team. Yeah, he had trouble with that. He ain't never beat.
He ran. He started the era of teaming up. That's what everybody don't want to realize.
Who ran?
LeBron ran.
Okay. All right. So
what's up? All right, hold on. Let Brandon go. What's up, Monk?
So I mean, I don't really like the term "ran" like that. Like, you know, as far as just saying like, oh yeah, he couldn't beat them. He couldn't beat them by himself. Look at those Cavs team, bro. They're really not good. And this is coming from somebody.
But what y'all don't understand is, you got to look at the salary cap. You got to look at in Cleveland. When he was in Cleveland that first trip, they tried to. Larry Hughes wasn't no slouch.
He wasn't, but come on, he's not Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen.
Let me finish.
For that,
he has Shaq too. Let me finish.
Larry Hughes, your argument.
He has Shaq too. They built that team.
Old Shaq. I think Kevin Love and
it was an old Shaq.
Okay, all right.
I think the Cavaliers GM.
Go ahead, Ray. Go ahead.
I think the
go ahead, Monk. Go ahead, Monk. Go ahead. Finish what you gotta say.
I think the Cavs management failed LeBron that first stint, and this is coming from somebody. I think Michael Jordan's number one.
You got to understand.
Hold on. I got you. But in the situation, the management failed him, and at the end of the day, those three guys teamed up before LeBron teamed up. Those guys are all on their team struggling to win.
They didn't team up. See, this is where y'all young dudes get it twisted. It ain't like they went and joined Paul Pierce in Boston. No, that was all Kevin McHale and Danny Ainge on some Buddy Buddy type joint.
Yeah, free agency.
No, it wasn't no free. No, it wasn't free agency. They were traded. They were traded there. Both guys.
So it's okay for the team to take the power. No, but it's not cool for the players.
No. See, now you're trying to jump into. Now you're defending LeBron without listening to what I'm saying. They were traded there. And all three guys was at the end of their prime. They were traded there. They didn't decide to say, you know what, I can't beat these guys, so I'm gonna go my boy Dwayne Wade. Because really they didn't want Chris Bosh. They wanted Melo. But Melo was like, nah, I ain't doing it. Melo stood on his own. And I'm old enough to remember, Melo should have got that Rookie of the Year. Because if y'all go back and go
definitely Melo was supposed to, and he made it to the playoffs as well. Before I go, I want Stormy and Jack to say something. I'm answering everybody's questions. Stormy, how you feel about everything and stuff as well, and then Jack go, and then I'm gonna just answer everybody's questions.
Okay, I guess for me, a lot of stuff I like from the documentary was, kind of shows some of the bad things about Mike. Everyone talks about him as being the superstar, but actually seeing some of the behind-the-scenes thing, about the gambling, about the flu game, kind of like the true story behind that. That was pretty cool. And like you said,
he had a hangover.
Also, kind of talk about the KD thing. I mean, if KD, I can't put him in that category of all-time great until he go out and get a ring by himself. You know what I'm saying? LeBron went back to Cleveland and did it. He brought one home. I mean,
I'm gonna stop you. Hold on, wait.
You can't say that because he went back with Kyrie and Kevin Love.
Yeah.
You can't say that.
I'm a Bron fan, and I'll be honest with you, and I'll stop you right there. So that nobody can truly win a ring, but nobody can truly win a ring by themselves. You need a team.
You're right.
But this is the thing people don't understand.
We're gonna be honest, though. Nobody can really win a championship by themselves. You need a team to win a championship.
Kevin Love, before he went to Cleveland, was a double machine.
And then he got benched in the finals. When they won, he got benched.
Let me finish. He averaged 20 plus with Minnesota, and he got 10 plus rebounds. He went to Cleveland, and his role diminished. This is the misconception. LeBron makes everybody better. All superstars, Dwayne Wade had to step back for LeBron. All superstars that go, that's why Kyrie had to get the hell up out of there. Because all superstars that go to play with LeBron, their numbers drop. Do the research.
I think Kyrie leaving.
That's wrong.
Cleveland.
Kyrie,
That's wrong.
Nah, wait, who?
I think Kyrie on
That's
this
wrong.
No,
Sherman, you're a little biased against my man, Braun.
Now, wait, though. With Kevin Love with his numbers, now I agree with you. His numbers dropped. But Kyrie, until this past season, even though he didn't play a whole lot with Brooklyn, this was his best season was with LeBron. And scoring wise, you can go back and look at that. Now, Kevin Love,
see the thing, Ray. The thing with Kyrie,
his numbers wise is better with Braun.
Not because LeBron knew that he needed Kyrie. Kyrie is a pure scorer. He's a pure scorer. So he needed LeBron to do that. I mean, he needed Kyrie to do that. Kyrie's a pure scorer.
Where's Braun on your all?
I think it's good all-time great though. I mean, you put Michael Jordan in that situation, they got to take a step back because it's the best player in the world, best player on the team. I mean, you can't.
Right, Jordan ain't taking no step back for nobody.
Kyrie can't be the one guy when you got LeBron on your team. Same with
Scotty. Jordan wasn't taking a step back from nobody.
Where's Braun on your top 10 list?
Come on.
I'm gonna let y'all go with that.
All right, so look, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna answer from what you said. You felt like LeBron ran or whatever, or LeBron being the first person to create a super team. So what happened when Charles Barkley left to try to go get the ring with Houston? What happened with Karl Malone? Try to go with LA.
Mark was at the end of his career. He was at. If you Google it, he only had 3 years, 4 years left. He was done. He's finished. He didn't even finish in Houston. In Houston,
yeah, I know he got hurt.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah,
they brought him back for one game, just to end his career. So you can't say it's the same thing. See, my thing with LeBron is nobody mentioned KD, nobody mentioned Steph, nobody mentioned Dwayne Wade. They were saying in 2010, they were saying LeBron is the greatest to ever do it. But here's the thing. Kobe, how do we skip Kobe? I think the reason why that I don't know why, but the reason why we skipped Kobe is just because the first three that he got was with the dominant player with Shaq. Even though he did perform, and there was a lot of times he put Shaq on his back in the finals. We're not going against that. But I think what they do is with NBA Finals MVP. You know, but Kobe did get two by himself without Shaq. Yeah, but who was on his roster? Who did he do? He did it with he did the same thing Jordan did.
He had Gasol there.
Gasol.
He made
Lamar Odom.
He made
journeyman. But they were journeymen. But
they were great journeymen. You need those type of players.
No. They were not all-stars. They were not superstars. Dwayne Wade was a superstar. He was top three when LeBron went. When LeBron went to Miami, LeBron was top three. It was I don't care how you switch it. You could go Kobe, LeBron, Dwayne Wade. You go Dwayne Wade, LeBron in 2010. Gasol was never in a conversation of top three at all.
So do you think the NBA
was never in the top three at all?
So do you think the NBA was tougher then with Jordan? Or do you think the league is tougher now with LeBron from the 2000s?
Tell me.
I'm asking you. Because we didn't watch that. We didn't watch back then.
I'm gonna take it. Listen, you was a young dude when I was balling up in the gym. You was balling. You was a young dude when I was ready. When I used to be in the gym, it should be like 100 dudes up in that gym. And if you wasn't good enough, you ain't get on. Some dudes paid their money and they just sat on the sideline, or they went to the small gym. Those are facts, right or wrong. Those are facts, and and that's the era that I came from. So if you wasn't able to compete, don't even get on the court at all. you kind of came up in that same era too. It just wasn't to the extent that I saw it in. Now, again, going back to the point, what era was tougher? Look at the footage. Because here's the misconception. All right, Jordan played. I'm a Knicks fan. I'm a Knicks fan. At the end of the day, I'm a Knicks fan. I rode the Kopy train, but I'm a Knicks fan.
That's very tough. But yeah, that's true.
But it's the truth. You know it's the truth.
Yeah.
You know it's the truth.
We talking about everything, bro. Like
I hated Jordan. I hated him. But it's the same thing. Like, yo, I get on the court, I might hate you as a player because you beating me, but I can respect your game when it's all said and done.
What I say, Davion?
Go ahead, Dave.
The whole, like what you were saying about the era thing, bro, like, my biggest argument with that is, like, you got guys like KD now, like, 7-foot monsters is, dribbling the ball, that's teaming up with other guys, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, this era is, that era can be more physical, bro, but that don't mean nothing in basketball. These guys nowadays are more skilled, more athletic. Stephen A was even talking about the other day on First Take. He was like, back in the day, and him and Isaiah Thomas, they were like, back in the day, there was only like one Michael Jordan who was gifted like that athletically. They said nowadays it's
everybody
just as athletic.
Now,
Michael Jordan was.
Hey, I got a question.
Go ahead. I'm gonna throw you speak. Go ahead.
So I got a question. So does versatility mean that you're better? Because I think that's where the fine line is getting construed at. Like, everybody keeps going back. There's nobody like KD. You're absolutely right. KD will never happen again.
Like a lot of guys.
They don't know what Sean Kemp is.
Yeah.
Sean Kemp had a handle. He had a handle. The game was just played different. Shaq had a handle.
But see,
the game was just played different.
I agree with y'all. There'll never be another KD. Like, I don't think that'll ever happen again.
Different.
Like,
Yeah, he different.
It is what it is. But I think a lot of times we miss, because I don't like when people are saying, oh, well, they're not playing as good as competition. The competition is going to be competition with what it is. Just because you're a little more versatile, which is what it is, it's versatility. Because you're more versatile doesn't mean. Yeah, have y'all seen Steph Curry? Steph Curry is 190 pounds, and he has dominated the NBA at some point. So you telling me that he couldn't do that in either era? But then you're also trying to tell me that somebody that's 6'2", 180 pounds in the 80s.
So who's a point guard from the 90s that's doing that today?
Listen,
from our era
do you know who Ricky Pierce is? Do you know who Ricky Pierce?
That's the thing. I don't. That's the thing. I don't.
That's again. So you can't. Ricky Pierce was a sharp. They used to call him a sharpshooter.
He's not dominating our league right now. He's not.
What?
Hello. Hold on.
So
did somebody say something about MVP? I don't know who said that.
I said.
Yeah, I said that he went back to the MVP. Like,
Davion, you're telling me a 6'2", 190-pound dude got back-to-back MVPs in the league, and you're telling me that somebody that's that same size and build couldn't do that from the 80s? Help me understand that. You help me understand that, because I don't understand what you're saying.
I think he's saying Ricky Pierce can't come into the game today.
I'm saying Ricky Pierce can't do that.
He was a shooter, bro.
So then let me ask you this. If an athlete like Steph Curry, who's a very minimal athlete, can dominate today's NBA, why couldn't a minimal athlete from the 80s or 90s not dominate? Can Luka Doncic jump over a phone book? I'm just asking. And he is dominating the NBA. And, like, help me understand where athleticism is not the same.
What's the argument?
I'm saying, but you're naming guys from our era. That's my point. You're not naming nobody from that era that can do that.
So that's my point. Y'all are saying that they only played with those type of dudes like Steph Curry. Do you know how many dudes were like Steph Curry? Isaiah Thomas right now, the one that's from the back in the day.
I'm surprised nobody didn't say anything about Mitch Richmond either.
He's oh my God.
Or Isaiah Ryder.
Mitch Richmond is crazy.
Right. That's a good point. Oh my God. But they don't know. They don't know.
Crazy.
Can we?
Reggie Miller was another one that's 6'7". If Reggie Miller played in this era where, see, one thing y'all gotta understand is the game at that time, the philosophy was inside play
Give
the game
to the big guy.
That's what I was thinking.
Now everything is outside. If Reggie Miller played at 6'7", if he played in this era, man, shit.
Can I say this? As far as what I think the main difference is, I think it's just like my guy was saying, the style of play is a lot different. And like the physicality, stuff like that, how they call the game. I definitely think, how the game's played now, it's allowing guys like Steph to dominate and KD. Not taking anything away from him because Steph Curry is the greatest shooter of all time.
Right.
Correct.
Ricky Pierce can shoot.
I agree with that.
Pierce can shoot.
100%.
Reggie can shoot, but none of those guys can shoot like Steph. I think, and this is my personal opinion, I know probably the younger guys will probably agree, I do think this is the most talented generation, but from a competitive standpoint, I think the way how the game was called, the way how you could go down the lane, get checked, I think that's a whole different ball game to where it's still competitive. You might not be seeing a 7-footer like Kevin Durant shoot the ball, or you might not see a guy like Giannis who's literally in a center's body but moving like a point guard.
Yeah.
I don't think you see that in the 80s or 90s or so, but I still think the fact that like Michael Jordan is playing a game with no spacing and he's still averaging 37. You put him in today, you put him on the Rockets, he's averaging like 45. That's just how the game is playing. Like you get him a center like PJ Tucker who can stretch the floor, and you kind of like, I guess being innovative in a way, I guess how they would call it, he's going crazy. So I think today, in my personal opinion, I don't think we're ever going to see a Giannis again. I don't think we'll ever see a KD again.
Correct.
Probably not even a Russ again. How the game was played in the 80s and 90s, it brings on a different competitive factor, like where it's not just like it's as easy. It's a different type of competitive.
I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. Jordan was the reason why the game is soft today, because he complained about the Detroit Pistons. He complained about the Knicks, so they changed the rules. It was a time where, again, me going back to playing ball myself. They wanted to create more scoring. So what they did was they changed all the rules. They put that little circle in the paint. They put the circle in the paint. They spread everything out. And basically it's at the point where you can't even touch nobody without it being a foul. Because they knew that scoring, people wanted to see scoring. And it was OG that told me, and this is my knock against LeBron. It's not that I don't respect LeBron, but when you get in the paint, you got 3 options. It's 3 things that's going to happen. You're either going to get an and one, you're going to dunk it, or you're going to get a foul. Don't kick it out to the 3. We talk about higher percentage. What's the higher percentage shot?
It's a layup.
Nowadays, I don't know, man. Nowadays,
man, listen, LeBron is 6'9", 265. He either gonna dunk and get an and one, get a layup and one, or get a foul. He going to the line, but it's no excuse for him kicking it out to the 3-point line. It's about higher percentage shots. You're gonna tell me that a higher percentage shot, if you're going to you got a choice to make a layup or a 3-pointer, the 3-pointer is a high percentage shot?
Nowadays, when people jacking from half court like it's nothing, I mean,
man,
2 possessions,
I feel like
it goes back to
hold on, Dante, what you saying, bro?
Nah, the calls that they do call today, even us playing that like Methodist, I'm sure everybody in here that hoop doesn't play with old heads, and they'll foul you before they give you a layup. And you get used to that. So when you start really playing and them hand checking calls, they start giving them that. You ain't used to that, and it just changed the whole game. That's what I feel like.
So my thing to going to, because obviously this is a big thing, with LeBron and Jordan. So being at the fact that Jordan won 6 rings, other than Jordan winning those 6 rings, what makes him better than LeBron? I'm just asking a general question, because we got to play everything it's apart. He lost in the first round his first 3 years. You know what I'm saying? LeBron never lost in the first round, but Jordan never lost in the finals, and he never went to a Game 7. LeBron went to the finals, and LeBron also had that meltdown against Dallas. If we're gonna be honest, if everybody's gonna be honest here, he had that meltdown against that. But we also can say that Scotty was a big part for the successfulness of Jordan. Even though Jordan was the main guy, he also had other great role players. But LeBron did have great role players when he went to Miami as well. But Jordan team was that Golden State team, and LeBron, I don't think there was ever a time when LeBron team was ever that Chicago team or Golden State team. Now, by me just saying that, however y'all take from that, I just want y'all to take from that. That's not me being biased because I just said both sides. You know, LeBron had his meltdown.
Sure. Yes. So for me, I think I said it earlier, as you can hear my son screaming in the background. I don't think there was a part of the game again where I don't think Jordan ever dominated. That's why I didn't bring up rings at all. I don't think rings to me doesn't justify everything. But at the end of the day, there is never a facet of the game where I don't think Jordan legitimately dominated, with the exception of maybe rebounding. And I'm sure there was a point in time where he, went on. Stats are kind of misleading because Jordan averaged 14 rebounds a game for an 8-game stretch and blah. So what? Like, cool. But at the end of the day, there was never a point in time or some facet of the game that he legitimately did not dominate. And by dominate, I mean be the best person in the league at that. Like the best person in the league at that. I think LeBron has proven that he could be the best scorer in the league if he wants to. Obviously, he's doing it from the point guard role. But then when you come into the terms of basketball, and everybody in here has been a part or seen some type of college basketball, when it comes to being a leader, that is what, to me, is what separates it. And it doesn't always have to be, LeBron's a great teammate. He takes guys out to dinner. He does this. I don't give a damn about that. I can put 5 dudes on my team and I make those 5 dudes play to a championship level to where we win championships consistently, then that's where winning comes into play. To me, that's what sets him apart. Of course, you can say, LeBron was a better ball handler, which if we're really talking about handling the ball, LeBron is not a better ball handler. If that's what we're really talking about. But we're not ready for that conversation because a lot of you guys think just because somebody averages more assists than somebody means he's a better passer. That's not what that means. By no stretch is what that means. So and this is just my opinion only, is that I think that he legitimately dominated the game in some way, shape, or form in every single fashion, on top of being able in 8 years span to win 6 championships. That is on top of that. And I don't know how many people you can name that will ever be able to do that in any era of sports. Maybe Tom Brady be the closest dude that comes to that kind of caliber of winning like that. Because at the end of the day, let's call it what it is. It's about winning. Nobody cares about a dude on a losing team. Let's keep it all the way hot here. Everybody has been in a group on a bad team. Everybody in this group has been on a good team. Which one did you get more love in and more respect from? Being on the team. Davion, did you get more respect your freshman year or your senior year? Talk to me. You talk to me right now. Which one did you get more respect on?
Yeah, for sure.
Because y'all won. You being a captain. Same thing with Jackson. The exact same thing. And Ray. But Ray, you came from the JUCO, but still same thing. To me, that's what separates Mike ultimately, is being that type of competitor. And here's another thing. If we really check the stats, do y'all know what Scottie Pippen's career points per game average is?
I think it's under 20, isn't it?
It's 16.9. Yes,
yeah,
sir.
It's under 20.
Here's another clue. What is it when he left? What was his career? What was his average when he left the Bulls?
Like 14.
Damn near, yeah. Damn near 11, 14 or damn near 11. It was low, very low. And it's not no knock to Scotty, but people gotta stop acting like Scotty made Jordan, because that wasn't the case.
I don't think that people are saying that he made Jordan, because obviously Jordan was successful in college and coming into the league as a rookie, he was already dominating. I think when we all can say that Scotty made him win, was able to get over the hump of winning. That's what I think what it is. And I mean, I feel that way too. I'm not gonna sit and say I don't feel that way. Jordan is the main guy. Jordan, we know that you're the main guy. There's always been players that can score. We can go down a line of multiple players in NBA history who got buckets, who've been on good teams or been on bad teams. We can name a lot of people. As earlier I just said Mitch Richmond, and I know y'all know
he wasn't Jordan though.
I know. I didn't say it was
At
Jordan.
all.
I'm just naming a good scorer who was on a bad team. That's all I'm just saying. The good scorer on a bad team. Scotty came. That was when they started. He was a role player. He's a role player. We're gonna call it what it is. He was a role player, but he was able to help them be more successful to win. But also Jordan was, I'm not gonna take the last shot, game-winning shot, like him taking over. Obviously, the documentary showed people who didn't know what he did, like. That especially that game 6 against Utah. I've been knew about that, like him shooting all those shots because of Scotty being injured and stuff like that. All that plays a part, but I think when people put the Scotty thing and saying Scotty, I don't want to say he made Jordan because he obviously didn't. I mean, if you're logical, he didn't make Michael Jordan, but I think he was able to help Jordan's career be more successful to get him over the hump.
Right. What I mean by that is, because here's my point on what I just said. About Scotty. You could replace Scotty with Mitch Richmond, and they would still win. They would still win 6 in a row. But you can't take Jordan out the equation and use Scotty and Mitch Richmond. You ain't winning nothing. Facts. You're not winning nothing. You could take Clyde Drexler and replace Scotty. But you can't take Jordan out of that equation because they ain't winning nothing without Jordan.
That's a
Y'all
fact.
understand what I'm saying?
Can you say the same? Can you say the same thing about LeBron with KD? I'm just asking questions. I'm just asking. Can you switch KD?
I think we can still with AD, to be honest. I mean, he let AD eat. So I think he would let KD eat. LeBron ultimately cares about winning. I mean,
no. But I'm saying,
no, he's saying take them out of the equation.
Stormy.
Huh?
Hey, Faison, say it again for him. So I guess he didn't understand your question.
I got you now. Yeah, I got you now.
So, like, basically, if you take LeBron off the Heat that year, could they still win?
I mean, I don't know, man.
I don't know.
He didn't do it in OKC, man.
LeBron left.
If you put KD with Wade and Bosh, yeah, they still win.
I mean, he couldn't do it with Westbrook and Harden and Serge.
But again,
different
alpha was Wade.
Okay, all right. I get what you're saying. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Alpha was Wade. Okay. Wade had he took the step back to let LeBron do what he do so he can get comfortable.
Wade was the alpha 1 year. And Dwayne is my favorite player of all time.
Wait. Okay. I'm about to say something though. But which year are you talking about? I just want to see if you're gonna have the right year.
The very first year.
Okay, yeah.
For me,
they don't beat Indiana without Wade. So I'm just making they don't beat Indiana without Wade. When Danny Granger pushed Wade on the ground, that's when the whole series changed. I'll be honest on that because the Pacers was about to beat them. It's when Danny Granger was Danny Granger. If we all know, Danny Granger was like that. Before Paul George, Danny Granger was that dude. Once Danny Granger had pushed Wade on the ground, that's when LeBron gave him that no-look pass, and they started turning up, and Wade went off that series. So yeah, I'll give you that one. And I'm still not taking anything away from when LeBron melted down in Dallas. That's my favorite player. I think that was just like the most disappointment to me as being a fan.
Right. Go back. This is what I want. This is what I want everybody to do. Go back and look at that game 6 against the Spurs. LeBron was melting down the stretch in that game. He was melting.
Are you talking about the Ray Allen?
Yeah, that game. He was melting.
He scored the last 16 points in the fourth quarter, though.
No. Down the stretch, he was melting. Go back and look at the game.
What do you do?
So NBA TV.
We're not talking about game 7. Go back and look at the game.
Brown was killing.
Go back. Listen. Go back and look at game 6 against the Spurs when Ray Allen hit that shot. Brown was melting down the stretch.
What are you talking about? Which time frame are you talking about? I remember the whole game down the. Are you talking about the fourth
Just
quarter?
go back.
Or are you talking about the
fourth quarter? I'm talking about the.
Right,
go back and look at this. Go back and look at the game.
So that game he scored what? 16 straight points.
Go
wait,
back
and
wait.
I got you. I'm gonna name everything.
I think that was game 7,
he missed. He got a turnover. He did get a turnover. He threw a terrible turnover. He missed.
Yeah, 32 that game.
He missed. I don't care what he had.
He missed.
He got to the cup, shot a brick. He got to the cup, shot a. He missed the shot that Ray Allen made was off of another 3 that he took.
As I say, he missed 2 threes and he got a turnover before those 2 threes. I give you that.
That's my point. He was melting down the stretch. I don't care what he did before that. When crunch time was coming, he was melting down the stretch. Now,
so what about when the Magic with Jordan when he came back?
Huh?
He didn't melt down in the
Got
stretch.
ripped.
Yeah,
I'm just asking.
You talking about the baseball season?
Wait. Wait, you talking about the baseball season? His first game against Charlotte, he scored 45 in the playoffs. His first game in the playoffs against Charlotte, who was a higher seed than the Bulls, he scored 45. So that's don't say baseball.
All I'm asking you to do is go back and look at that game. You ain't got to look at the whole game.
No, he got a turnover. He threw a terrible turnover. He missed 2 threes, and that 3 that Ray Allen made was off his 3. Now, if
my guy Wade wasn't great either.
And if
Wade was hurt a lot.
The only reason why I picked that only time against the Magic is because you just picked a one part against with LeBron down the stretch. So that when
so you're trying to say that Jordan melted down the stretch.
All right. So if LeBron go and shoot and gave up if it's the last he gave up the shot. Hold on. LeBron passed the ball in the corner to Chris Bosh in the corner in the playoffs against the Spurs. The media killed him crazy. When Jordan gave up that pass to Pippen, it was a turnover. He didn't shoot the game winner. What was that? I think it goes hand in hand.
That's not. Don't change the subject.
I'm not. That was that same game. That's the same game he got ripped.
Just go back and look at the fourth quarter. He melted down the stretch. We ain't gonna bring up the cramp game. He quit a couple. LeBron, see this. He quit a couple of times.
Where is he in your top 3?
A couple of times.
Running in his top 3. Where's the top 2? Your top 5?
Who's my top 5 all time? That's irrelevant. That's irrelevant to what we're talking about.
Vic, why did you ask that question?
You get mad.
He's being so critical of LeBron. I want to see where he sits in his top 5. That's what
LeBron for me is probably about number 6.
Hey.
What?
No.
Let me ask you something.
Oh, he's top 2 and he's not 2.
Is LeBron better
I'm
than
about to
Shaq?
add Austin.
Hold on,
Is
wait.
LeBron better than Shaq? Y'all go ahead. I'm gonna wait on y'all because y'all niggas gonna have to
answer that question.
Is LeBron better than Shaq?
Shaq my favorite player. Shaq my favorite before Bron came in. So I love Shaq.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Let's think about it now. Let's think about Shaq.
Yeah, you know what? Here's my question: is LeBron better than Magic?
Yes.
Yes.
I'll say that. Yeah, I'll say that.
A little bit, OG. Just a little bit, OG. Not much. Just a little bit.
I was
a little bit.
Athletic wise?
That's
he can do everything Magic can do. Go score 25 points.
Honestly, the only knock against Magic, he couldn't shoot to save his life. But he figured it out later on in his career.
So there's my one with Shaq. So what about Kareem? I need to hear if LeBron's better than Kareem. You have to tell me a lot.
Better than Kareem.
Tell me a lot.
Doing that. Is Michael?
You have to tell me a lot.
Face, I got Bron too, but I would never get upset if someone puts Kareem over Bron. I'm never going to
agree with that. I would agree with that.
6 rings and he leads the whole NBA in scoring. So until all that gets caught up, he's gone. We already know Mike.
The greatest. He's either the greatest or the second greatest.
So wait. That's 4 people right there, Face. You just said Shaq. You said 3. You said Shaq, Kareem, And
y'all gonna get a load of this.
Obviously, we got
better
Jordan.
than Kobe?
Y'all gonna get a load of this. Go ahead, Face.
It's either between Tim Duncan or Kobe Bryant. Those are my other two.
No, Face. Keep it a buck. You keep it a buck, Face. Say who you want to say.
Tim Duncan, baby.
Wait. Who does he really have in there? Who does he have in there? Say who you really want to say. Don't say Tim or Kobe.
No. It's if I'm not thinking with my heart, then it's probably Kobe. If I'm not thinking with my heart, it's Kobe. But Tim Duncan to me is just, I mean, I think Tim Duncan had a better career than Kobe, like an actual career.
Definitely.
If we really call it out career,
Definitely.
I think Tim Duncan had a better career. But if we're talking about like getting it done, LeBron is probably 5 or 6 for me. But those 4 first dudes I named, I'm not folding on those. Not folding. I'm not folding on those dudes.
Can I ask everybody one question? And I know it's an if, and if you can't say if, but
yeah, we can say it though right now.
Grant Hill, Tracy McGrady, and Penny Hardaway didn't get hurt. Will LeBron be better than them?
Yes.
I think the whole person. Wait.
I mean, with the rest of
Wait. Relax. I think the only person out of there that to me that I probably would not say I don't know to is Tracy.
Tracy's up there, yes.
T-Mac. But Grant Hill, hold on, but Grant Hill and Penny, I'm gonna say and I'm gonna tell you honest, like I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have Bron over them. But Tracy, I don't. Tracy was crazy.
So you would rather have Tracy McGrady than LeBron?
We're gonna talk about Tracy McGrady before he got hurt.
That's my point. Before they got hurt, I don't know if y'all seen them before they got hurt.
32.
I mean,
32 a game.
I'm not about to sit here and tell you, sir, that I watched Grant Hill. I mean, I probably did, but not like to like know it. But Grant Hill numbers wasn't even all that. But he was good though.
Grant Hill,
his numbers wasn't even
in
all
Detroit.
That.
In Detroit, he got hurt, and he was a problem.
So but he was a problem. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, Grant Hill came in the league. What? He didn't come in the league averaging 20 off rip, did he? I'm asking.
Go back and check the stats. Go back and check the stats. Go back and check the stats. Go back. But again, what y'all got as far as T-Mac.
Okay, all right, hold on.
T-Mac came straight out of high school.
So did LeBron.
At that time,
out of high school.
No, but again, at that time when T-Mac came out, guys was not coming out of high school at that time.
What you mean?
To go back to what I just said. Grant Hill first year, he did come in the league averaging 19.9. So 20. We're going to say 20.
Problem.
All right, so he had 20 that year. He had 20 the next season. He had 21.
He played with Lindsey Hunter. Do y'all know who Lindsey Hunter is?
I know
Check
who
his stats too.
Look at face smiling.
Check his stats too. Yeah, Ray, you know I know. Y'all can't get this over on me. I know. I was throwing that error.
But I'll say this to you though. LeBron went in his first year. Just speaking to Grant Hill wise. Just talking to that. LeBron first year, he would average 20. And then I think his next year after that, he jumped straight up to like 26, 25 his second year.
I was a triple-double.
So just to say to Grant Hill aspect, now, so you said the what if out of those three. I would say, other than Tracy, I'm going to be honest with you. Other than Tracy, I think LeBron would have been better than Grant Hill and Penny Hardaway. But Tracy was crazy. I don't care what any of y'all say. Like,
look at Penny stats.
I was just about to say, what about Penny? Because his first 2 years was crazy.
God.
Penny Hardaway. Penny first year, he came in, he averaged 16.
Playing with Shaq. Knowing he had to feed the big dog.
He had Shaq on his team.
Knowing he had to feed the big dog.
16 and 6, 21 and 7, 22 and 7, and then his fourth year, 20 and 5, and then after that he went to 16 and 3. And I guess after that, we're not gonna count that 16 and 3 or the year before that. We're just gonna count his first 3 seasons because that's when he really played. So his first three
With the
seasons,
2 championship
16-6, 20-7, and 21-7. That's before he got hurt. That's when he was playing multiple games. Honestly, I'm having LeBron over Penny and Grant Hill. That's me. But Tracy, you got me. I can't say nothing to that.
Hey, so I do have a question. Since we've kind of dominated this towards being negative towards, well, not necessarily negative towards LeBron. I want to hear why you guys praise LeBron so much. And here's what I want you to do when you do this: take away how nice of a guy he is off the floor, because I think that has a lot to do with it at times. It's how he's a good which I respect the most. Speaks up for his people, uses his platform. I am a huge advocate for that. But tell me why you guys think LeBron is the best player ever with that amount. I'm not even gonna go to what else I want to say. Tell me why LeBron is the best player ever. And come with some heat, please.
Does a LeBron fan want to go?
For me, let me get one.
Please,
for me, I gotta say.
Hold on, who's going first? Hold on, wait. Stormy, you going? Go ahead, Stormy.
Yeah, I'll go ahead. For me, it's got to be what he did was so little. Like those Cleveland teams he had, well, trashed until he went back. And also coaching-wise, like all these great players you're talking about had great Hall of Fame coaches, man. Shaq and Kobe, they first one with Phil. Michael first one with Phil. You can make the argument. You can make the argument if Phil never would have got the head coaching job in Chicago. We don't know what would have happened. Only Hall of Fame coach. I'm talking. Only Hall of Fame coach LeBron ever had was Miami Heat, Eric. The rest of all them coaches from the Cleveland Cavs, they're not even in the league coaching. They're not even head coaches anymore. They're not even head coaches.
LeBron has led his team in all major categories in the finals. He led them in points. He led them in assists. He led them in rebounds. He led them in steals.
Let me address the coaching thing. What y'all don't understand is, because y'all might have been too young to understand it, they put Paul Silas around LeBron so that they gave him a black coach that he could relate to. The league did all this stuff. Do y'all remember Lenny Cook?
Yep. Lenny Cook. If Lenny Cook would have never, yeah, go ahead. I ain't gonna get deep into it.
If Lenny Cook would have never said, "I'll bust LeBron ass," I want him. They never gave Lenny Cook the chance. LeBron got his shot against Lenny Cook in ABCD
camp
in Teaneck, New Jersey. Now, his downfall because he had a vendetta against LeBron.
Let me ask y'all something. So as far as coaching goes, how come Phil is only saying, how come we're only using Phil as Phil is the great coach and all this and all that? Is Phil not necessarily the common denominator? Like, he's always also had dudes now. Like, yeah. Phil is also always
Pat Riley with Kareem and Magic and Kareem had Pat Riley. I mean, that's another one. Just throwing that one out there. I mean, that's another one.
Phil was. So
let me ask you something, Stormy. So the coach is the reason why they win.
I'm not saying the reason, but it's a big factor. You know what I'm saying? No one wins by himself, as we've seen. I tried to do it. He didn't do it. LeBron tried to do it the first time he got swept by San Antonio. You can't win by yourself.
Well, there's one person that won it by himself, and his name is Dirk Nowitzki. That's the dude that won it by himself. Don't nobody want to talk about that, but Dirk went got that by himself.
But they had a nice role team,
beat team that year.
Like Tyson Taylor played a big part in that.
They did, but they shouldn't have beat the team they were beating.
Okay, all right.
Exactly.
I'll say that.
But see, here's the thing. Everybody want to say, all right, let's go back to Philly with AI. Who he had on this team?
No one.
To the finals. Larry Brown was the coach. He made it to the finals. His only problem was he met up against Shaq and Kobe.
A dog.
And one game one in LA.
But hold on, we could say the same thing about LeBron. When his first time he got to the finals, he went up against Greg Popovich and the Spurs. With Manu Ginobili being Manu.
There's Tim Duncan's name again. Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan and Bruce.
I love Tim Duncan. I
want to address that, Ray.
And Bruce Bowen. Like, let's talk about that Spurs team now. This one Manu.
I want to address that.
Go ahead.
I've been showing LeBron a lot of love in this chat, so I don't want nobody to seem like I'm hating. When we comparing. This is what I'm going to say about that series. If you want to give him a pass, that's fine. But when I went back and I checked the numbers and like the margin of like how much they were losing by game, Bron averaged 22. He shot less than 40% for sure.
Come on, talk to me, B.
21 from 3. Now, I'm being dead serious.
Bruce Brown was on that. Bruce Brown was on that. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, look. And if we want to give him a pass, that's one thing. But when we compare him to Mike, we all know Mike would have never just averaged 22. I'm not saying Mike gonna win, but we know Mike gonna put up at least 30.
What was
Mike gonna get them shots.
But to answer your first question.
Hold on, Mike. I'll even add on to that. Those games against the Spurs was close. They were close.
Right,
like
but
2-point losses, 4 points. I'll be honest with you, those were close games.
And when you're shooting 60% from like the free throw line, I don't know the exact number off the top of my head.
That's his nut. They're free throw.
Yeah,
you can imagine. But to answer your question on why I think Bron is so great, and I got him, like I said, I got Bron number 2. You put Kareem number 2. I'm not arguing with you. Like Kareem the dog, Kareem career legendary. Sometimes we gotta look at accomplishment, but sometimes we gotta actually just look at what a guy offers on the floor. And we're looking at a guy, any given night, he can go get 30 points. He can go get you 10, 12, even more assists.
Up to him.
At his very best, he's one of the best defenders. For the big part of his career, I'll say he's been lazy. But Miami Heat, LeBron James on the defensive end of the basketball, literally like.
I agree. But that's what goes back to my question, B. That's what goes back to my question. Because you're more versatile, does that mean that you're better? That's what I'm asking. So
in the sense,
Kevin Garnett is more versatile than Tim Duncan. Like he's more versatile. We're talking about versatility. Who's a better basketball player?
Absolutely, Tim Duncan, for sure. And I use that same logic when I'm talking about LeBron and Mike. Yes, Mike's better, and LeBron's probably the most, and that's one of the
most versatile player ever. I have no problem saying LeBron is the most versatile player ever because I have no. That's the thing. I don't dislike LeBron. I think LeBron's really, really good. I just think I've never seen a guy get praised for getting to a place and losing. I've never seen anybody.
And I want to.
Better teams.
And look.
Better teams. Most.
And I want to address that too.
Goes to better teams.
I want to address that too.
That KD Warriors team, he was not going to win that, and Mike wouldn't want it either.
Well, what's the difference?
But just help me understand, though, Vic. How do you get praised for losing a game, Vic? That is not good enough to get to a game and lose. I don't care if the team is better. It is a team game. I agree with you 100%. But at the end of the day, we're talking about individuals. You do not get praised for losing. Nobody gets praised for losing.
Well, that's very real. This is what I got to address to that, though. There's only one winner. It seems like LeBron losing in the finals get hyped up more than somebody else losing in the first round, second round. You know what I'm saying? Conference finals. It seems like we always highlight when LeBron loses in the finals, but
that's my thing too. That right there, when you I
had a debate. I'm not gonna say a good debate. I had a debate with a Kopy fan, and you know, Kopy fans and Michael fans, they tend to go to the ring thing. And I was like, Kopy got swept in the second round in 2011. He said, so what? That's worse than losing in the finals. And that just didn't make sense to me. Like, losing is losing.
Yeah.
Whether you don't make the playoffs.
If I'm going to lose, I'd rather lose in the finals.
Absolutely. Hey, but some people don't look at it like that, though.
Wasn't Kopy on that team when Utah swept them as well? I'm asking.
Right.
When Utah swept the Lakers before they went to the finals and before they played the Bulls.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, Harris was the coach.
And I wasn't saying that to down Kopy. I'm just saying we put a lot of emphasis on when LeBron loses in the finals when other guys are losing in the first, second round, and then sometimes not even making the playoffs.
But I think
I never understood why we overemphasize on that.
But I think that's why the emphasis is there, because he's held to such a high standard. And again, there's nothing wrong with being held to that high standard. But if I'm going to hold you to that high standard, you're going to be held to that high standard all the time.
He's held to that high standard for a reason, though.
No. See, but here's the
because he's great.
No, but here's the thing.
I don't think nobody's taking away that he's great.
Yeah, his greatness. I'm not taking that away.
No, but like he said, he's held to a certain standard. KD wasn't held to that standard as LeBron. Wade wasn't held to that standard of LeBron. Mike was held. LeBron.
It's because we know he's better than those guys. Right. That's why.
Let me finish.
I feel like also got to do a thing. People don't want to.
Let me finish.
People don't like saying he's better than MJ. I feel like that's a big part too. People always looking for a reason to say he's not better, not one of the greatest of all time.
Nah, Mike. The point is, Mike was held to that standard, and he delivered every time.
Which is why he's the GOAT.
Thank you. I ain't got to say. I'm gonna set up the rest of the day.
There's nothing. No, there's nothing wrong with saying that though. Now, let's do the. You know, earlier, Sherman, you said we don't like to do the what if. I hate doing the what if, but let's bring it in. If Jordan was on that Cavaliers team, the first team, the first when LeBron first 4 years.
Carried them.
You think it would have carried them and got to the? You think it would have carried them the same way like
he
LeBron
would have
did?
carried them. I don't care where you put Mike at.
He didn't do it with the Wizards. He didn't do it with the Wizards.
I'm not those Stormy. That's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. I'm not saying that.
Hey, if we're talking,
you talking about prime Michael Jordan.
Yes, there you go. I'm talking about prime. I'm talking about prime Michael.
Here's the funny part about
I've let y'all live without letting Michael Jordan's Wizards days come in here. Another argument that I let go because y'all are younger. That I let go.
Still good.
Is that Michael Jordan?
Killing.
Michael Jordan only needed 10 years to amass what LeBron probably will never touch, and LeBron is going to play for 20. So you do the math on that. 10 years, 6 rings, 6 Finals MVPs, 10 scoring titles. Think about that now. 10 scoring titles and 5 MVPs. Think about that in 10 years. LeBron will not amass any of those numbers in 20. So I'm letting you live. I'm letting you live. I'm letting you live.
6 MVPs.
Oh, I'm sorry, 6 MVPs. My bad. I'm letting you live. I'm letting you live. So let's leave Wizards Jordan out of this. Let's let him be. Let my dog.
Here's the misconception. Here's the misconception that the media wants y'all to believe. It ain't like Mike came back and was a bum at 38 with the Wizards. He was still killing. He was still killing at 38. Go back and look at the game.
So I know that I didn't bring any of that up. I didn't bring any. You said what?
It's longevity. I think the reason why
that's what greatness is. Sustained excellence. That's LeBron
it's his longevity.
But
what he's doing. That's what he's doing.
The science of medicine. LeBron is playing off the science. He's playing off. It's a different era right now.
That's not his fault for the era he's born in, though.
No, I'm not blaming him for that. But the science of medicine has advanced. So he's gonna have a longer career. Even
I don't want you to want to say that.
Okay.
Taking care of his body too.
So I mean, we're not gonna play that in the part. So we already came to the conclusion as of right now. Well, I mean, not as of right now. Just being honest, Jordan's the GOAT, and we said maybe if LeBron, you could come back to this conversation, and LeBron's career is almost over. This is my big thing, though. This is one of the biggest questions I wanted to ask all y'all. If Jordan would have never retired, do you think that Chicago Bulls team would have defeated the Houston Rockets with the Kings?
8 straight.
That's my biggest question. That's the one question I really want to ask all of you guys, especially Sherman, Faith, and Vic, because that's the time that y'all was able to watch.
8 straight.
I don't like it, but by far he would have won 8.
Yeah, I think he would have won 8.
Would have won 8.
That's scary. I think he would have won 8 easy.
Even though that they never went up a team with a great with another team having a great center like Hakeem.
I think they split.
I mean, Ewan was great.
It didn't matter.
I'm just asking. I'm not saying he couldn't. I'm just asking.
That interview with Jordan saying that he was like basically didn't want to play against Hakeem. That was like his biggest nightmare. They got interviews of that saying he ain't want no problems with Hakeem like that.
Yeah, that's
Hakeem was great. Hakeem was great.
I think they definitely would have
They split, They split.
Hold
Yeah, I
on,
don't know if he
John,
went
wait.
8 straight. 8 straight.
All this to win 8 straight? Come on, man.
I think
Something would have
after
fell apart,
watching the
man.
doc,
Someone would have went for some money. Someone got a big contract left. The team would have fell apart. You know,
But it can't,
you
what
can't say
y'all don't
that.
understand is the collective bargaining agreement was different back then. Dude wasn't just walking. Mike was the only one getting 1-year deals.
Yeah.
Got that at the end of his career. So you couldn't just bounce off. The collective bargaining agreement was just different.
but I do think,
understand.
but after watching the doc, I knew a little bit about Jerry Krause. I knew how he was kind of the person he was.
He asked for
To answer your question, I think they could beat the Rockets, but I just think the politics. If you let a team win 8 straight championships, 29 GMs are not doing their job, for one. And then number 2, it doesn't seem like Scotty wanted to be there at a certain point, and it doesn't seem like Jerry wanted him. So I think if they win 5 or 6, Scotty's saying, why am I still here? Why don't I go get paid?
Jordan was the glue. We talking about that 2 years in between. Jordan was the glue.
But 8 straight. 8 straight. That means 29 GMs are not doing their job. That's just what that means.
Derrick
is paying millions to GMs that are not doing their job. Management's not doing their job. You let a team.
So were they doing their job?
That's almost a decade straight.
Back-to-back times?
Huh?
I said, so were they doing their job when he won 3 in a row and back like 1-3, took a break, and 1-3 again?
The 2 years in between means something though. Like he left.
But
they lost because Jordan wasn't there.
That's
and if you watch every other documentary, every team in the East said they had a chance once he left. When he was still there, they didn't have a chance.
But the politics of it.
Last year, Indiana had
I got Bron number 1.
There's no politics. And there's no politics. Not in that situation, because again, the collective bargaining agreement was different back then. Dudes wasn't just walking.
It wasn't the same.
That's why Mike, here's another misconception. Everybody after the document say, yo, Scotty was underpaid. Jordan was underpaid every year with the Bulls. He only 30 plus his last 2 years.
But you can't undervalue.
There was no salary cap.
You underestimate a bad relationship, and to go for that long.
We're not talking about
kind of crazy.
It's tougher than what people want to admit.
Kind of crazy.
It's tougher than what people want to admit. It's not.
We're not
especially in the NBA. It's not always just about basketball.
We're not talking about after the 3rd repeat. We're talking about in between. Nobody was
right. If we're just talking about can they beat the Rockets, then yes. But I'm not going to ignore that it's still 3 years after that.
Yeah, that's the question. That's the question I asked. Would the Chicago Bulls?
I think they could beat the Rockets, but after that, I'm not sure.
So you think they
a lot of things happen.
So you think they might win 4 in a row and then maybe 5 in a row, but then it's a wrap. Like there's not 8 straight is what you're saying, B.
I'm just saying I don't think the way how that team, the issue that the documentary presented to everybody, I'm just not sure. They go and win 5 straight, 6 straight, and they say, let's keep doing it. Things happen. But to answer the question directly, yes, I think they can beat the Rockets.
Here's where Phil championship. Yeah, I think Bron gonna win another championship.
Yes, I do.
I think you got a great chance here.
This is best shit. This is best.
I think you got a great chance.
That's why he's fighting so hard. That's why Bron fights so hard to get the season going. This is last year to do it.
Yeah, he's got a small 2 to 3 year window.
This is the last year to do it.
Where he can get him. Yeah, he's got a small 2 to 3 year window.
This is the last year.
That guy Kawhi ain't playing no game.
All right, so look. Earlier we was talking about I think Davion said when it's all said and done with all his accolades, he believes LeBron will be the greatest of all time. And I think Face rebuttal by coming and saying, what about Kevin Durant? Now my thing is to that, what about Kawhi Leonard?
Yes.
What about Kawhi Leonard? Because let's call it how it is. KD messed up his Achilles. You know, he's gonna come back. We don't want anybody to get hurt, but he got hurt with his Achilles. We don't know what will happen when he comes back. And even if he does come back being the same type of player, let's look at how Kawhi Leonard is playing right now.
Give me Kawhi over.
Kawhi is really, really good. So and that's what I was about to ask. Who are you taking, Kawhi or KD?
After last year,
I think we seen this debate back in like 2016. We was having this debate.
Kevin Durant.
After last year, man, Kawhi, man. After last year,
Kawhi for 200, please. Kawhi.
I'm gonna say, like you. Hey, look, let me tell y'all young boys something. Don't y'all ride this wave just because it's on. If we got to go win a basketball game and Kevin Durant has that ball in his hands, guess what we gonna do? We gonna win that basketball game. Has LeBron
and that's Kawhi's on him.
Kawhi on him.
What happened to him at OKC?
He ain't no champion by himself.
So y'all do realize, since y'all like to do a lot of hypothetical,
that media talk.
Since y'all like to do a lot of hypothetical, Kevin Durant played in that Golden State-Toronto series for 11 minutes and had 11 points on 4 shots. So let me tell you something.
What about KD? We just gonna let OKC KD ride, huh?
Okay,
I mean, so here's why I say that. If you put James Harden,
not a winner, he was a killer,
but he wasn't a winner. On the same, if you put James Harden, Russell Westbrook, and Kevin Durant on the same team today, what you think's gonna happen? What's gonna happen?
But he lost.
What happened? Ain't nobody winning nothing. Nobody.
Hey, Face, since you brought up that finals game, do you remember that game 1 in the Western Conference playoffs when Kawhi got hurt? And he was giving OKC everything they wanted.
Sure, when he turned his ankle, when he came out on his ankle, you talking about that one?
And when that big bum slid under him.
Yes, I do remember.
That was a Warriors.
It was a Warriors. He was in the Warriors.
OKC.
Yeah, that was Warriors.
Oh, he was with the Warriors.
It was the Warriors.
And I think the Spurs was up by like 23, 25 or something like that.
Yeah, and they ended up losing.
22-17.
No. And then he got hurt, and then the Warriors came back and won. We all know how the Warriors get down in the third quarter.
Zaza did that.
Why?
Zaza.
He's different too.
He's trash.
He's different. But now, here's my only knock against Kawhi and Paul George. Now, if you want to ask me who has the better team, 1 through 12, I'm gonna say the Clips.
It's not even close. It's not even close.
Because they got a lot of dogs coming off that bench.
I think they're
Montrezl Harrell, Lou Will.
Compared to the Lakers and the Bucks, I can't hurt them. It's chemistry, man. You gotta get that chemistry down. That's the only thing.
I was even told the Lakers.
The Lakers team is good, man.
Who they got coming off the bench, right? Who they got coming off the bench?
Who they got coming off the bench?
Now.
Who they got coming off the bench?
Dwight's killing right now. Great role player.
Who else? Who else?
They have the other.
Kuz?
Kuzma sucks.
We all know. Well,
Kuzma sucks.
Playoff Rondo.
We all know how Rondo get down the playoffs.
Playoff Rondo is an animal.
Kuzma.
You want to tell me?
You're not trusting Rondo?
Kuzma sucks.
So you want to tell me that your take? They got Reggie Jackson coming off the jet.
Reggie Jackson over Rondo?
They got Lou Williams.
Okay, that's cool. I'm not saying
they
about
got a hell of a lot of bigs coming off the bench.
The Lakers have more bigs than they do. They got
the Lakers. Lakers or the Clippers? Who won it all this shit?
I think the Lakers would have won personally.
I don't know.
They got. Wait. The Lakers still got Avery Bradley because you know Danny Green start.
Oh yeah.
Give me.
You don't believe in. I mean, you just brought up Reggie Jackson. Like,
my point is the only knock I have
the Moore twin.
The only but one of them was with Clippers. The
better ones with
the Lakers. Now here's my only knock against the Clippers because their best 2 guys, Kawhi and Paul George, is not.
Thank you, Brandon.
They're not vocal. That's my only knock against them. And it seems like the only
thank you, man. I appreciate you coming
that's
in.
vocal.
Appreciate you having me, Ray. Legit.
Yeah, no doubt.
The only dog that is Patrick Beverly.
Yeah, he a dog.
Your dog got to be the best person. So it's like, that's the only dog they got. And even the Morris twin, he's another dog, but they ain't the best. They're not the best. That's my only knock against the Clippers. And that's the only reason why I can say I can see the Lakers in them. But when you want to go 1 through 12, the Clippers got a better team, man.
Why you say Kawhi not a dog though?
No. I'm not saying because he's not vocal.
You gotta be vocal to be a dog. I don't think you got.
He didn't have to get that ring last year.
Yeah, you not. But
Kawhi, in my opinion, Kawhi's the most dog of them all. Really.
That's
the lead dog.
That's shot. No, I'm not taking away from his skill level. I'm not saying that he's not tough. But in order to win they got lucky. Be real, they got lucky.
Talking about the Raptors?
Yeah, they got lucky last year. And
they had good fortune.
That happens though. Because a lot of people get, and a lot of people in the championship get hurt. We can go back in the history of the game where a lot of people got hurt in the finals.
Yeah, it happens.
We can talk about Golden State's first ring. I mean, a lot of stuff happens.
I'm not mad at that. It happens, man.
So if the season resumed today, well, not today, obviously, but if the season was to resume this season, who are the two teams that you have going to the finals, and who do you have winning it all?
I got Lakers and Bucks going to the finals. I got Lakers winning. I think it's going 7 though. I think Brown gonna have to play behind the 7 times. But I got Brown winning.
What about you, Dave? You already said you never didn't think the Lakers. So give us your honest answer. No bias, because Brown. Give us your honest answer.
Yeah, I mean, my two. I think. I mean, like I said, I was even telling you in the beginning. I don't think the Lakers can beat the Clippers. In the beginning, especially now, because like Sherman was saying, 1 through 12, man, them Clippers they loaded and they got dogs. You know, I'm a Bron fan. This last matchup with the Clippers, they showed me that Bron can be that dog. The first couple matchups, Bron won't play and he won't be in that. You know what I'm saying? But if Bron wants to be that dog, he wants to be that man, be that nigga, he can beat the Clippers if he wants to. But he has to do that for 7 games.
I agree. 100%.
So who's your two teams now?
So my two teams, if I'm not using being biased, I'm going Clippers and Bucks. If Bron being Bron, I'm going Bucks and Lakers.
Then who will win it all?
Somebody in the West. Bucks not ready yet. Somebody's gonna be one of the West teams.
Jackson, what you think?
I think Lakers over Bucks in 6.
Sherman, what you got?
Celtics, don't sleep on them though.
I'm gonna say Clips, Bucks, and Clips winning, but I gotta always respect the best. No matter who they're going against, they got the best 2 players on the floor, which is LeBron and AD. I gotta respect that, and that's my whole point. I gotta respect that. But again, from 1 through 12, when I look at a whole team. If Doc, I don't really respect Doc as a coach because before he went to Boston, before he got the trade, he was on his way out.
Mm-hmm. Nobody don't want to talk about that, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nobody don't want to talk about that, but it's fine. It's fine. It is fine. It's fine. We're gonna give him the Ubuntu. We're gonna give it to him.
If Doc can figure it out and get those guys to do it, because he got a hell of a roster, I'm gonna go Clips all the way through. But I don't really believe in Doc. AD and LeBron are the best 2 players on the floor on any given night. So you got to get that shit on.
Stormy, who your 2 teams? Who you got?
Like I said, the Clippers scare me. But what hurts, like I said, I was worried about them, getting more time to gel together. That's the biggest thing, chemistry. With all this going on, they're not together. So it ain't helping chemistry. So I'm going to have to go Lakers. The East the Bucks worry me because Brook he been kind of struggling recently, and I worry about their role players in the clutch. So I'm gonna have to go Celtics. If Tatum's gonna hoop, if Tatum's gonna do what he's been doing, and they healthy, Kemba's back, all them, I'm gonna have to go Celtics.
I can respect that.
What about you, Dante?
That's a tough one.
Clippers, Celtics, but I got Clippers winning.
Me, I'm going from when my day one, man. I got the Lakers versus the Sixers.
Oh.
Yeah, that's always been been my pick from day one. I like the Lakers versus the Sixers. I think the 76ers are the only team in the East that can defeat the Bucks.
And you know Ray be knowing, so he might be on to something.
I think that. Ray
I think the only team in the East that can beat the Bucks. The only team that can beat the Bucks is Philly. Now, when Philly got hurt before the coronavirus and everything, that was kind of throwing me off because I was like, they hurt now and everything is knocked off. But since this all happened and they've been chilling and they back healthy, I'm going right back to the first thing. I'm staying with it. I like the 76ers.
Okay, and who wins the finals?
I mean, I got Brown and them winning. He has no choice but to win. He has everything that he wants.
I like when Ray
no
say
choice.
this thing, man. You know he know everything.
He has no choice. LeBron, listen, I'm a big LeBron fan. You got everything you want now. You got a big man now. You got a defensive great coach. You got Jason Kidd who's on there. You got everything that you want. There is no reason that you should not win the NBA Finals. I don't want to hear nothing from LeBron anymore. You got everything. You got a coach. You got a good coach.
You got everything you need.
The Lakers have no choice. If you don't win it this year, Bron, and you better not let Kawhi win.
Stop.
You better not let Kawhi
Talk
win.
stops, man. The talk stops. It stops.
Yeah, if LeBron don't win this year, it's bad. It's bad.
Oh, yeah.
It's bad.
That GOAT debate.
I agree.
It's bad. Honestly, because he never had a big man like Anthony Davis. And we're going to be honest, he got a big man. So Bron got a big man now. He got Danny Green. I mean, we know Danny Green be flopping sometimes before the NBA Finals.
Championship DNA.
He's a winner. You got Rondo. He's a winner. You got all these pieces on your team. Okay, Kuz must be BSing, but you're going to get a game or two from Kuz. You know what I'm saying? You got Dwight Howard, who's having a great year. Let's call it how it is. He's not the Dwight Howard from Orlando, but from the
LeBron has to guard Kawhi.
He got JaVale McGee. He got all these great role players. And then you got Frank Vogel, who's a good defensive-minded coach, and Jason Kidd is a great coach as well. If you don't win it this year, I don't want to hear nothing from the Lakers. And we can't talk about Brown being a GOAT or anything close to anything like that anymore. If the Lakers don't win this year, it's over. It's over. All the LeBron talk, it's over. You got the team that you want. You have no choice but to get there.
But I'm curious, too. I'm curious to see your top three. I didn't hear your top three all the time.
My top three all the time? I mean, you obviously know, today, Jordan's going to be number one. But when all said and done, I always said I feel like LeBron's going to be number one. I mean, you got to have Jordan, LeBron, and then you got to have Shaq. I'm always going to say Shaq, bro. I'm always going to say Shaq. I like Shaq way before Bron came into the league. But you know what I'm saying? I like Jason Kidd with the Nets, but I was always, and Sherman will tell you, I wasn't anti-Kobe, but I was not trying to hear none of that Kobe stuff. I wasn't trying to hear none of that Kobe stuff. But yeah, and it's the last thing, the very last thing, and we can go off on this. The Warriors and the Chicago Bulls. The Warriors with Kevin Durant and Chicago with their first time with Dennis Rodman. Not their first. I want to have Dennis Rodman in it because Dennis Rodman played a big part. If they was to go up against each other, those two teams with Kevin Durant being on the Warriors and Dennis Rodman being there with Chicago Bulls, who will honestly win that series?
With KD, it's not fair.
Warriors is not fair.
Yeah, with KD, it's not fair. If you did a team without KD, then that's better. With KD, it's not fair. That series going like 5.
That's going 5.
Wait though. How can you easily just say that like without like not thinking about it, because you still got Dennis there, you still got Scotty there.
Rodman
probably guarding KD, to be honest.
Rodman could have played KD.
But he's not stopping KD. KD gonna
not stop KD. I'm sorry. Rodman gonna have to come out there on the 3-point line.
Clay ain't stopping MJ.
Bro, listen. Y'all don't understand. Rodman could have played. He could have played KD. I'm not saying they
have to.
Stop.
Could have played KD.
Listen,
won't stop him.
And again, but what era are we talking about? where he could get physical with KD? Because if he get physical with KD ain't doing nothing.
Let's play the devil. Let's play both sides, Sherm. Let's play both sides, both eras, the physical and the non-physical today. Who will win? Now, if your answer,
the best two guys on the floor is Jordan and Scotty. And I got same thing I said about LeBron and AD. The best two guys on the floor is Jordan and Scotty. I don't care.
Scotty better than Curry?
KD?
I'm asking. I'm just asking.
Scotty got an MVP.
Who's gonna play Jordan?
You just said
from a physical standpoint.
For anybody.
Who's playing Jordan?
Hold on, Dante.
Jordan gonna get his.
Don't tell me Clay stopping Jordan.
Jordan gonna get his. KD gonna get his.
No, we're going back to what you just said though.
All right, y'all just talking about KD.
Pippen better than KD.
Hold on, wait. Dante said
No, I never said Pippen was better than KD.
You said he the best. You said that those are the best two players. Those are not the best two players. The best two players are Michael Jordan and KD.
Yeah.
KD gonna be able to score, but the type of defense the Bulls will play, just like who was guarding Matthew Dellavedova and Steph was folding. That defense they gonna put on them is different.
And that's the point. Like, I'm not saying that KD is. Rodman can play KD. He can come out to the 3-point line and guard him. But who's gonna stop Scotty and Jordan?
Yeah, both teams gonna be able to score, but it's about defense at the end of that series.
I guess. I'm not saying this, but to what the cards are being dealt, I'm guessing Draymond's gonna have to be on Pippen.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. I'm not. Hold on, wait. I didn't say I got Pippen over. I got Pippen. I'm just saying the cards that you said.
No. Draymond is not playing Scotty at all, Ray. You know, it's just too much. It's too much. I love Draymond, but it's just too much.
Oh my Lord.
If anything, they would have tried to put.
But it ain't like Scotty gonna get off. You just said that he averaged.
Nah, listen. What they would have tried.
Draymond a great defender now. Yeah,
he's only 6'5". How tall is Draymond?
Like 6'8", 6'9".
No, I thought Draymond was 6'6".
They would have tried to put him on Jordan because he's there. They
play Clay on Jordan. They play Clay on Jordan. They play Clay on Jordan. That's all.
Jordan would have ate Clay ass alive, bro.
He can guard Jordan.
Jordan gonna eat everybody alive. That's the debate. Jordan gonna eat everybody.
Okay.
Hold on, wait. You're not gonna put Draymond Green on no Michael Jordan.
Who guarded Curry?
Yeah, we forget about Curry.
We forgot about Curry. Who guarded Curry?
Nah.
I guess you'll put Jordan on Curry. You'll put Jordan on Curry.
Nah, I want to put
Clay gonna eat them.
Again, it depends on what era we talk. Because you know why the Clippers won the 2016 series? Because the refs allowed. Remember when Clay got mad and threw his mouthpiece?
Yep.
He wasn't getting the calls that he normally get.
Oh no, wait. You talking about 2016? You talking about the Cavs? Yeah. You talking about Curry threw it against the? Oh yeah, you said
yeah. My bad. He wasn't getting the call. They allowed Cleveland to bump, grab, and get physical with Curry. That's why he was pissed the fuck off. Not because he couldn't get off. He wasn't getting the calls that he got. So again, it goes back to whatever. Steph, I love Steph game. Anybody that you got to guard once they cross half court, what are you going to do?
Yeah, that's why you said the eras. Like you said, it's going to be hard for the Warriors and the physicality. Like you said, they're not used to back then. Like, it's hard to guard someone without switching man-to-man as soon as they cross half court.
But y'all also forgetting this Ron Harper, too. Ron Harper was 6'6", 6'7". And he played D2. Before Ron Harper, before he got hurt with Cleveland, he was a star.
Ron Harper was nice.
He was tough.
It was tough.
But me Me personally, I think the Bulls would have still beat the Warriors with or without Kevin. I mean, with Kevin Durant. I think that. I was just wanting to see what everybody what they'll pick.
It would have been good. It would have been good.
I wish Bryant had these teams.
It would have been good.
Oh my gosh.
It depends. Again, it depends on the era. Like what rules are we playing by?
Yeah, I mean it's both ways. Yeah.
So by you saying that, so if it was physical, it's the Bulls, and if it's not physical, then it's the Warriors. I'm asking, is that what you're saying?
I think any era, the Warriors will be too much.
With KD, I think too much.
KD.
But then again, y'all gotta also understand, Mark Jackson might be coaching that team and not Steve Kerr because he'll be playing with the Bulls. It's true.
So what offense are y'all talking about? Just KD them spreading the floor?
KD,
because if they can like play how they play, he getting bumped every time.
Yeah,
he's not handling. He's not taking it.
KD,
I mean, you're talking about the two greatest shooters of all time. I think KD and Curry.
But I'm saying they're gonna play up at the three and force them to go to the paint.
But everybody on that team has proven that they can do everything. They can still drive besides Clay. I don't think Clay can get to the rim easy like everybody. But
what I'm saying is you're going to force them to the paint, and the Bulls are going to use their fouls.
But they ain't going to go to the paint, though. You think Curry will go to the paint?
Okay, and KD instead shoot 90%. What that means?
KD different.
Yeah, they're not going to the paint. They're going to play smart. They're going to space the floor. They're not going to let them.
So Vic, so basically from what I'm getting from you is Stephen Curry and Kevin Durant is a better duo than Michael Jordan and Pippen? Is that what you're trying to say right now?
That's a hell of a question, right?
That's a tough question, Mike. I mean, that's a tough question.
What do you mean?
What do you
mean that's a tough question? That's what you just said. You keep saying over and over. I think.
But the thing is, I will give it to Mike and Scotty, the best duo. But the thing is, with the Warriors, you also gotta account for Clay. You're not talking about Clay. Who's the Clay for the Bulls?
Iguodala. Niggas not talking about Iguodala. Like they got niggas like that come off the bench.
But you got to think about crew coat.
You got to talk about you're not even bringing up Iguodala. Like
that's all Tony.
You're not talking about Andre. Like
you got
Draymond Green is hitting wide open threes.
Bro,
like that's what makes him so great.
Shut it, bro.
Sean Livingston,
Draymond, bro. Sean Livingston,
role player, great role player.
So Sean Livingston over Ron Harper.
He comes to the bench though. I mean,
I'm asking you.
Sean Livingston is nice.
Man, you got me right now, right? You got me.
Livingston a second squad. Ron Harper a starter. That's a
Ron Harper over Sean Livingston.
I mean, for sure, but yes, a starter to a bench.
I'm asking.
No, Ray, that's not fair. No, because Sean Livingston, was he on that team with KD? I don't think he was on that.
He was. Yeah, no, I'm not. No, when I'm saying
you that, BJ though.
I'm not.
BJ on Sean.
I'm asking you. All right, I think. Hold on, wait. I think by what how I said it. I'm not saying that. I'm asking that. That's my question. So you're basically saying you're taking Sean Livingston over Ron Harper. Are you basically saying
no? Ron Harper gonna be starting. Livingston not gonna be starting. Curry gonna be starting.
We're doing tit for tat of players. So obviously we're gonna get Pippen and Jordan out the way. We're gonna get KD and Curry out the way. So then the next person that fall in line is what Clay or Dennis, right? And then the next person to fall in line is what
Draymond.
What's that, Davion?
Draymond, Kukos. Like I'm just matching up. Like KD.
Then you got Iggy, right? Then Iggy next, right?
So who's guarding KD? That's my question.
Yeah, who's guarding this? Who's guarding? Look at this. Who's stopping this?
Put Rodman on him, man. Rodman could have played him.
Hey, what about Cousins? We talking about Cousins? We talking about Boogie or no?
Come on. Okay.
Boogie was.
But watch this crossover. You think Rodman gonna stop there?
All year.
Come on. Look at that. He is not stopping it.
Okay. So all right. So put Pippen on him. Hold on.
I'm not saying that Rodman would stop him.
Yeah,
he'll contain him though.
KD different. He's different.
KD's getting 35
in his head.
JaVale gonna be tough for him too, man.
You put
That was a good
35
role
in for
player for
KD.
him.
You put about 27 in for Curry, and then Clay chip in about 25, 27. As long as you
You
count
can't
those,
say
Steph is
you
not
can't
scoring.
say that
Steph
though.
is not
Hold
scoring
on.
27 on Jordan.
No, I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that.
Hold on. Hey Vic, you can't say that because when they were together, it wasn't like that. They weren't like
Nah.
30, 20, and 20. So you can't say that. But what I can say, hold on, wait. But when I can tell you, Jordan will get 60. What I can tell you, Pippen will get 20 plus. I can tell you that for a fact. I can tell you that. You can't sit here and tell me that KD getting 35 and Curry, okay, that can happen. But Clay wasn't scoring that much like all three of them together. They weren't doing that. Because we all saw what in game 3 against Cleveland, Curry and Clay weren't even doing nothing. It was all KD that really won that game.
And that last the game that they lost, Draymond had what, 30 something?
Yeah, game 7. Game 7, he had 30 something.
Hey, you really think Jordan gonna get 60?
They don't. Man, come on.
Who's gonna guard him? I like
They
Clay.
not finna guard him, man.
Wait, you know I love Clay Thompson. You know I do. But when we're talking about Michael Jordan, so if that's the case, so all right, so is Klay Thompson the best defender of all time?
No, but don't people consider him one of the best?
No, they got him up. They like in the league, they got him like one of the
In the
best
league.
in the league, but I don't know about all time. Is Klay Thompson
All time, he's definitely like what, top 20?
I mean, that's
You know what the difference is between this era and the era in the 90s and the 80s? Dudes pick guys up for 94 feet. They don't do that no more. So now they just drop back and wait for guys to come past the court and play.
Because they can't pick up money for it. They're gonna be tired. They're gonna be dead. We hear MJ and the Blues talk about how tired they were during that series. Imagine them having to pick up.
That's just what he did, though. That's just.
There's no man on this earth that's guarding Derrick Rose in his prime 94 feet. There's no man on earth doing it.
No man. Nobody.
See, because y'all don't understand it. First of all,
the game. What? That's
and Ray, you know I coached you, Ray, when you was young. What was off a lot? Bump his ass. Don't let his ass get the ball. Right on. Bump him. Don't. D Rose is not getting the ball.
Yeah, there's no man on earth who's guarding Derrick Rose.
You said Derrick Rose not getting the ball? MVP of the league not getting the ball?
Well, look, first thing I'm gonna tell you, Sherm, Vic is gonna be biased because he's Derrick Rose.
He's Derrick Rose.
Okay, who's your favorite?
He loves Derrick.
So I
gotta know who's your favorite point guard all time.
Who's the greatest point guard of all time?
Greatest point guard of all time.
Oh no, he doesn't start.
Let's see with your wisdom. I wanna be blessed.
With your wisdom.
With your wisdom.
See, but it all goes on preference.
Okay, I wanna know. Who's your preference?
It all goes on preference. What do you look for? A scorer? Do you look for a traffic passer? Do y'all know what I mean by a traffic passer?
Everybody who do you look for? If you starting the team right now, who would you picking as your starting point guard?
I'm taking Isaiah Thomas. The real Isaiah Thomas, not the
Yes, sir.
The real Isaiah Thomas.
Okay.
Vic Hart don't like that because he likes Derrick Rose.
Yeah.
But D Rose, and here's to LeBron credit. This is why D Rose couldn't get past Miami. Because LeBron locked his ass down. He was only a scorer. He wasn't a passer.
Unfortunate.
He was young, though. He was young.
It didn't matter.
I don't think it mattered.
Mark Jackson, he was slow as shit. But he had court vision. He was a traffic passer, meaning when he broke defenses down, he read and he fed people. Derrick Rose ain't never did that shit. He had one mind frame, which was the score. So what Pat Riley told the coach for Miami, what's the dude for Miami?
Bolster.
Yeah. Bolster.
Put LeBron on his ass. Because LeBron just as athletic and he's big, he's long. He can't get past LeBron. So he shut his ass down. That shit, LeBron wasn't to shut. Rod Strickland is another one.
I know. I remember you said
Kenny Anderson was another one.
Kenny was.
Travis Best was another one.
We didn't even say Magic. Like, you didn't even say that.
Yeah, I'm about to go Magic.
Of course.
No debate. I'm about to go
Magic. You can't go wrong with Magic because he was 6'9". He really elevated things. He was 6'9" and doing things that nobody else could do.
And if he didn't have to lead the lead, there's no telling what he would accomplish.
What about you?
You said, what about me?
Yeah, what about you? Magic?
Oh yeah, Magic all day. Magic's number one. And then if it's not, I mean, I can't say Oscar because I didn't watch Oscar. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I can't say that, but I guess by his numbers, it was tremendous. It was great. But if it's not if it's not him, I like J Kidd, bro. That's just me. That's just me though. I love Jason Kidd, bro. Jason Kidd was like that to me. If you say I like Jason Kidd. But if it's not Magic, because Magic is he's 6'9", so of course anybody would pick a tall point guard who can play 1 through 5. But if it's not Magic Johnson, if you ask me who else, I'll say Jason Kidd, bro. That's me.
Here's another guard that y'all might not know about. A white boy, Mark Price.
Mark Price, Cleveland. You know.
Damn, he was the real deal. He invented the split. Jason Williams, another one. Yo, it's a lot of guards. See, those are the guards that I look at.
Are they better than Kyrie?
Kyrie, that's Rod Strickland. That's Rod Strickland godson.
Yeah.
He learned from Rod.
That's a fact.
If I ain't going Magic, I'm probably got to go Penny or Chris Paul. But like I said, that's personal, man. Penny don't get hurt. Don't tell him what you would have did. Chris Paul.
I can't argue.
All right, so Sherm, Russell or Derrick Rose for Vic?
Russell or Derrick Rose? Oh my God.
Russ is a
I'm tapping out. I'm not gonna answer. I'm tapping out.
I bet. That's something that we always go good at. But nah, man, look.
I'm tapping out.
I really appreciate y'all, coming into my podcast. It's the first time that I had multiple people on there. It was a great talk. I would love to do this again. To talk about something else with you guys. Everybody stay safe, make sure your family stays safe. Hopefully this pandemic can end soon, hopefully. But if anything, man, just stay safe. And I really appreciate y'all coming in today, for real.
All right, thanks, bro. Appreciate you.
Ain't nothing, bro.
Appreciate it, bro.
Thanks, man.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night, all right?
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Ron the GOAT.
You know it.
Ron the GOAT.
Kopy.